Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're looking at fueling growth, specifically a guide to your business financing options. So let's dive right into what I call the ultimate founder's dilemma. Imagine you've got this absolutely incredible business model, right? You know, the market wants it, you've got a stellar team ready to go, but you have zero cash to actually pull it off. How exactly do companies bridge that massive gap from just a cool thought in their head to a multi-million-dollar enterprise? Well, it's not magic. It comes down to highly specific financial strategies. Figuring out the mechanics of business finance is literally what separates a fun theoretical concept from a highly scalable real-world company. Because here's the thing, business financing is the lifeblood of absolutely any company. Simply put, it's about getting the money you need to start, run, or grow your business. We're talking about paying for the essentials, equipment, hiring your team, marketing, and expansion. Without strategic financing, even the absolute most disruptive ideas out there, they just remain theoretical. You absolutely have to secure that fuel to turn your pitch deck into an operational reality. We're going to explore a ladder of trade-off today, starting with Section 1, bootstrapping, or doing it yourself. Now, bootstrapping is kind of like a masterclass in tension. On the pro side, you get full control, zero debt, and no investors looking over your shoulder telling you what to do. You are the boss of your own vision. But there's a big but here. The cons are very real. You're working with extremely limited funds, and you're taking on way higher personal financial risk. If things go south, your personal bank account takes the direct hit. It forces you to run incredibly lean just to survive those early days. Moving up the ladder, we hit our next section, bank loans, essentially borrowing funds. So what if your idea needs more cash than you got stashed away? Bank loans are a solid option because you get the cash now, but they're really best for established businesses. Why? Because the bank requires predictable income. You're paying that money back over time with interest. Commercial lenders are, pretty risk averse. They need mathematical certainty that you can handle those monthly payments. So if you're pre-revenue with nothing but a dream, a traditional bank loan is probably going to be off the table. All right, let's step it up again. Next section, giving up equity to investors. If you don't have that predictable income yet, but you're willing to share the pie, this is your route. And there's a great quote here to keep in mind. Investors often bring experience, business connections, and advice in addition to money. It's not just about cold, hard cash. You're bringing in what the finance world calls smart money. You're literally trading a slice of ownership for a seasoned partner who's going to use their network to help you avoid pitfalls and grow way faster. And at the absolute highest end of that spectrum, you've got venture capital. This is for fast-growing startups raising money for rapid growth in exchange for equity. It's basically strapping your company to a rocket ship. VC firms inject massive amounts of liquidity, but they're playing a high-stakes game. They expect hypergrowth. If you take VC money, you are committing to either a massive IPO or a super lucrative acquisition. It completely changes the DNA of your business. Let's pivot to a totally different dynamic. Next up, crowdfunding, which is really the public test thousands. That is the sheer power of the crowd. Instead of pitching one billionaire or one massive VC firm, you're asking thousands of everyday people online for micro-investments. It totally bypasses the traditional Wall Street gatekeepers. You're aggregating small amounts of money from a massive network, which puts the power right back in the founder's hands, often without sacrificing massive chunks of equity or taking on crippling debt. But honestly, the hidden genius of crowdfunding is that it tests whether customers actually like the product before it's officially launched. It's a real-world validation test. Before you burn through a fortune making a product, a successful campaign proves people actually want to buy it. And hey, if it fails, well, the market has spoken, and it just saved you from a very expensive mistake. It's funding and market validation all rolled into one. So as we wrap things up here, we arrive at our final section. Choosing your financing path. How do you actually decide? Well, there's no single perfect choice. You really have to weigh a few deciding factors. Think about your business stage. Think about the exact amount of money you actually need. What is your personal risk tolerance? What are your growth plans? And honestly, how strong is your desire to keep full ownership? Every dollar you bring in has a cost, whether that's the stress of a monthly loan payment, the tight belt of bootstrapping, or giving away a piece of your company to investors. You have to align the capital with your specific goals. Ultimately, business finance is the engine of your entire enterprise. So I'll leave you with this to really ponder. What is the right source of funding to make your idea grow? When that $1 million idea finally strikes you, which path are you going to take to bring it to life? Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and keep building.